Hi, I'm Richard Freeman, and this is
Mary Taylor.
And I am a student of yoga, and there's so much in yoga I would just love to study and practice forever. And on occasion, I get to share yoga with other people.
It's just about the same.
Okay, so we're standing in front of the recycling bin outside of the last class on the last day.
We're the leftovers
Yeah.
of the whole conference.
Yeah, so it's a great class. Good to see you. Thanks for the adjustment.
You're welcome.
There's not too many adjustments in yoga culture anymore, I've noticed, in other studios.
People are cautious, you know.
Yeah, it's, gets very legal.
Ah.
People get scared of doing adjustments. So I have a very simple question that you two can nail, I'm sure, in one sentence each, which is most people who practice yoga practice in classes, maybe 90%. And some of us will do Yoga Glow or YouTube or videos at home assisted. Is it important, I'm thinking of this beautiful Yoga at Home book I just saw both of you in, to establish a home yoga practice, and if so, why? And if so and why, how?
Yeah. I think, the word home comes from the word om in Sanskrit.
Of course,
we all know
Sanskrit.
That. Yeah. So one should practice with others, have a sangha, which is the importance of going to class, and then you realize you're not alone. But out of that should evolve a home practice, which is basically a solitary practice, at least part of the time, because one is it transforms your relationship to your home, which is like your ordinary existence, and two, you have to process your habits and emotions when you have a home practice, whereas in a group you catch the group spirit, and it's kind of a way of avoiding the kind of the seedy side of life.
The subtle sort of inner...
Yeah, and your habits and your thoughts about, all of your other relationships and obligations, which might appear at home. So a home practice, I think, is going to be extremely profound. And so at first you can do just a little bit of home practice, 10 minutes, and then over the years extend that. So it's...
And what kind of 10-minute brief practice would you suggest beginning with?
Well, I think a great way to start is just dropping in, doing some sun salutations, and then sitting. And take 5 minutes to do that, 10 minutes to do that.
Sitting?
Yeah, or just sitting still and watching whatever it is that comes to mind and whatever it is that's happening in the body. Because in fact, as we do more and more and more yoga, it starts, when we were first talking about this question, I'm like, well, what about a home practice?
Right.
Is different from anything else, because as you do more and more yoga, it really filters into every aspect of your life. And so it isn't separate from being at home. And the value of it, of being at home with the practice, is that it requires a little bit of discipline. And discipline is a good quality to have to the right degree.
For me, the obstacle isn't discipline, because I love connecting with meditation. At least I meditate at home. But it's that I don't have someone to correct my alignment. I feel like I might mess it up and hurt myself or something.
Ultimately,
Do it wrong.
Ultimately it is your body, and it is you that must cue into the cues inside yourself to know whether or not you're doing it properly. And so ultimately, that's what you're after.
So that's part of the practice.
That's a huge part of the
You
practice.
take responsibility for
Right.
your
It's a huge part
practice
of it.
and your
Right.
mind.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, and the distractions, the refrigerator, the phone.
Right. The phone and the iPad.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and so you just let it be. And it can be almost scary for, I can't get near those things for 10 minutes, but then you realize after some time, it's actually not so bad.
Yeah.
And then if you develop avoidance practices at home as you practice, so you don't really go into the whole thing that's happening, then you go back to the sangha or the community, at a class where you have other practitioners, and they bring you back into and then you go back.
So you mix
So it's
both.
back and forth.
Right, they inform each other.
Yeah.
It's very important to do both.
Good balance. Yeah.
So if we want yoga to permeate our lives, establishing a home practice is
It's critical.
going to be helpful.
Important.
It's critical,
Important.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Richard and Mary,
Thank you.
Thanks,
thank you so
Waylon.
much.
Thank you.
Home practice.
Home practice.
Yeah, thank you.